Hey, I got a light, boy. Hey, I got a light. Hey, I got a light, boy.
So hi folks, it's been a long time. This video is going to start off really by carrying on with my campsite that I was working on before I stopped all of this malarkey, because there was too much going on in my life to be able to do it, unfortunately. And here it is over here. So I was working on this campsite. That was the last thing I was doing, I do believe, a long time ago. Not much else has happened on my layout, unfortunately, apart from I've done a few buildings through the winter just for the sheer hell of it. So what I wanted to do is make a campfire somewhere in the middle of this campsite. So I want to drill a hole through it somewhere, and then my idea, and it's either going to work or it's not, is to use one of these little babies. Now these are just battery operated candles. Whoops, I think this one possibly still works, but you would only see it if I turned all the lights off, I guess. Let me just do that, and there we go. So that kind of gives that kind of slight glow, looks like a fire effect, and I think the things are around that through a hole in my campsite will make it look like a campfire. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. So if I turn all the lights back on again, hold on a minute. What I've done is I've pulled one of these apart. I'll shove that one out of the way for a minute, and if you look here, I pulled it completely out of the plastic, and what you're left with, and of course I just marked that with a piece of tape, because that bit will be the actual positive and this will be the negative. There's a little switch on there too, and there is the tiny little bulb at the end. Okay, so I'm hoping that this will do exactly the same if I wire it up to 3 volt, which is what the voltage of these small batteries are. So I know that I need 3 volt. Let's turn that one back off again. Tiny little switches. There you go. Okay, so yeah, what I want to do is link up a wire onto that, onto some kind of maybe battery or something like that. I'll see, but for the moment battery will do, just to see it working, as long as it's 3 volt, and then I can try it out and see if it works well as a campfire. That is what I'm going to try and do. Whether it actually works is another matter, but we shall see. Okay, let's do it. So I've got some wire here, some wire that I had from when I was doing computers. I've actually packed that in now. Hopefully next year, as I'm getting to that stage, I'll be able to retire, thank God. And that's what I've been looking for a long time now, to be able to retire and do things like this. So yeah, I want a fair length of, I'm just going to cut this off. I don't need this. Was a light from a, like I say, it was from a computer really. This wire will be quite sufficient for what I want, and so I'll use that as the live, and then that as the ground, I guess, and then the other end can go on whatever I use to feed it with 3 volt and see what happens. Okay, so let's just try and solder a little bit of solder onto this first. Not the greatest solderer in the world, but probably down to the equipment I've got, no doubt. Okay, that seems to have done the trick. Now I need to put one onto that little tab there, so we'll do that one next. Okay, so I've kind of soldered those nicely onto here, so let's turn the lights out, and I'll just use a new 3 volt battery at the moment just to test it out and see what happens, and let's see if it flickers slightly. So let's just turn the lights out and make sure that we put positive on positive, neggy on neg, and there we are. And there it is. There's a nice little bulb that's flickering just like a fire. So now all I have to do is drill a hole so that that can go in and kind of stick this underneath the best way I can so that it'll lay as flat as possible, and then we can build on the other side, the top side, to make it look like a real fire. But you know, this idea is working so far, which is a bit of a miracle, but there we are. I'll stick some installation tape around those joins and everything, and then we'll go from there. So super job, smashing. Okay, so after realising how stupid I was, I actually took the switch off. I don't really know why I left the switch on and then soldered both wires on, one onto the switch as well, because I'm not going to be using that switch, and it was too lumpy obviously underneath my wood. So I've now drilled a hole where I want my fire to be, and just underneath you can see I've neatly soldered and then stapled them nice and neatly underneath, so it all fits nice and flat. And now what we're going to do is I'm just going to have to grab my battery and get ready for the lights, so get ready for an edit here. Okay, so I'll just set the camera up so that you can see what's going on here. I'm going to put my red wire on positive, white on negative, and now we have, whoops, a light. If I just hold that and turn the light down, ta-da! We now have a rather nice looking start to a fire. So these little bubbles are just absolutely brilliant. If one of these go, I've got absolutely tons of them lying around, because my wife bought a whole packet of them and never used them, if you know what I mean. These battery pretend night lights is what they are. So this is looking good. Now what I need to do is build up the fire around that so it looks like it's an actual fire that's going on right in the middle of this campground. I'm really, really happy with that, I must admit, even though it's something ridiculously silly. Okay, let's move on. Okay folks, so it's night time now, and I've been messing about with my campfire, and now I'll put a few bits and pieces around it so it actually looks a little bit like a campfire. And as it's night time now, I'm going to have some fun and turn the lights out. It's going to go pitch black, so hold on a minute and let's just turn the lights out, and voila, there we go. And there's the campsite. It's still a little bit bright because I want to put a few bits and pieces on top of the fire, but it just looks great. You can see the people around there still sitting around their campfire. It looks pretty damn cool. I'm quite happy with it anyway. So yeah, fun. You just think of these things, well I do anyway, even if they're stupid and crazy, I'll have a go at doing them and see how they come out. As I say, I just want to work on the fire just a little bit more and put a few more bits and pieces on top of it. And then once I've done that, that should be done. So I will sort that out next. Okay, so here's the end result. I've put on some extra bits of wood. I've glued it all down. I'm doing a voiceover here because unfortunately next door when I'm trying to record this is effing and jeffing in their garden, so I thought I'd better do a voiceover rather than letting everybody hear what's going on there. As you can see, there's a little pot over the fire that's warming up whatever they've got to eat for the evening. Yeah, I think I'm pretty pleased with the outcome. It's a nice little campfire that looks much better when it's darker. Obviously I've done this and I've recorded this part and it's not really lights out time at the moment, but it still looks good, so I'm happy with it anyway. So that's it for this episode folks. I just thought I'd throw in Robbie the robot at the very end, as I just found him up at the back there, and I thought I'd see if he still lights up, and yes he does, so woohoo! Love it. So I do love making these plastic kits, and I will be doing a video on making a plastic model kit aeroplane to go with my railway. So yeah, that'll be one of the videos that I'll be coming up with next. So anyway, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Please help me by subscribing. I've now got about Well, I don't really know how many, but I'm getting close to 1,000. It would be really nice to reach it. So please, 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 please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. It's all just for fun and all, you know, just to have a good time making models and building things. So yeah, thanks very much for watching and hope to see you again soon on the next episode. Oh, and by the way, yes, there's more video of finishing the rest of my campsite, so there will be some more videos coming of that too, as well as the aeroplane that I want to suspend from the ceiling with some flashing lights. So that should be good fun. So I hope to see you all again very soon. Thanks. Bye.
I got a load.